Let me know if everybody has gotten the material now. Are we all good? That silence means you've all gotten it. Okay, maybe let me do a roll call because the way you guys are being silent here, I don't understand. Alhassan,
Yes, dog. I have it.
Bismarck. Is Bismarck
Yes,
here?
dog. Yes, dog. I have it.
Hey. Then you will respond to me now. I'm asking a question, respond so that I don't waste time doing this.
Because sometimes it is individual basis. So when you respond that we have it, so you just sometimes make quiet so that those who don't have it will respond that they don't have it. That's
Okay,
why.
so I will take silence as everybody has it from henceforth. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Do you all agree? Silence means you have it. And no response again.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think that's fair.
Yes, sir.
All right. So then let's begin. I hope you're able to do my homework. I mean your homework, not mine. It's yours.
Yes, sir.
mm, still struggling,
No.
sir.
No. You shouldn't be
Doc, there were
struggling by
some challenges, please.
like what? What were the challenges? What were the struggles?
After some part, you do the input and then you are not getting what you expect to get as a feedback. So for me, for instance, I had to repeatedly do it, but it was still not coming through. So I have to contact one of my colleagues to assist, or
Mm-hmm.
contact you to assist so that I can finalize everything.
Oh, I'm the one going to grade. So if you contact me, it's like I'm teaching. I'm doing my own work.
Oh, okay. Then I'll contact one of my colleagues to assist so that
And
I can
everything
finalize.
that we did is also in the if you follow, if you just hopefully follow, although there may be some few differences, but if you follow the live coding from last week and you run through, you shouldn't be having a an issue. Did you go through that one first? Did you finish the live coding
I went through, but
notebook?
I didn't really finish it.
Yeah, so you have to finish that one and understand that one because this, if it's a homework, it means you are building up on something that something you've already learned. So if you've not finished that one, then it will be difficult to say you want to do another thing. So kindly do that first.
So
Noted, Doc.
we'll do that. That's noted, sir.
Okay. But after this one also, I'm going to give you another assignment for every week you're going to get an assignment. So you always have to make sure you finish the first one, then you get the next one. Then I mean before the next one comes. So after this one, I'm going to share the other one. I'm going to create a Google. I think I already have a Google Classroom page for the last cohort. So I'll put it there just in wait for the other one, the LMS for the school to be created for me. Then I'll then send everything there. So from now getting access to the materials over there. Somebody's also asking for the materials again. I mean, let me just do this quickly and then maybe so I will not be distracted with people who don't have the materials. Just a second. Um, So I've shared the Google Classroom link in the chat. Those who can have access and put it on a chat that others can also have access to it. And then let me just put this week's materials in there. Just a second. I hope I don't miss it. Have you seen it?
Yes, Doc.
So those who already have access to the materials, you don't have to do anything now. You only join the classroom. Those who don't have access to the materials yet, after joining, you go in there and download the materials. All right, so the materials are live now. So if you go on the page, you see the materials. Just look at week 2, today's own. There's some other link already there. That will give you an idea of what those who the last year the 10 paper they did or the project that they did. Might also be a bit different. I'm just leaving it there for you to take a look at. Okay. So for today, we're going to be looking at data cleaning and merging. Look at what this is about, and then what the main thing is turning messy data into analysis-ready data. Because when you get data, it's not always going to be as clean as you want it. There's some things you're supposed to do with it. Remember the diagram we looked at, or the path we looked at. You access the data, then you clean the data. So that's what we are going to be looking at today. So in week 1, you learned to inspect and summarize a data set, and that was quite a small data set that you worked on. So for this week, you're going to work with a large set of data which has been, which is deliberately messy, country year files. Okay, intentionally put in some messy things there so that anytime you get, it may not capture all the messiness of a data, but at least to give you an idea. And anytime you have a data file you download from wherever it is, wherever you get it from, you check for issues and make sure you make it data or analysis ready before you do any analysis on it. Because here also, Giggle also comes in. That's garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't clean your data, you're going to, any analysis you do, any report you do, it's also going to be, it's not going to be clean. And you make wrong predictions. Sorry, Bismarck, we can hear you.
Okay, Doc.
So the raw file contains more than 2,300 rows. We can probably check and see if that's true. And the clean panel contains 2,160. So when we are done, we should be able to move from 2,300 rows to 2,160 rows. So it means some will be deleted. Come to a point where some observations must be deleted because of the kind of information that they have. It could be duplicates. Okay, it could be duplicates because some have repeated some data, the same person or country, unless it's a panel where it is repeated over the years. But if it is the same year and the same person or country or firm is repeated for that same year, then you know there's an issue. Or you probably want to interrogate, why is it repeated? The firm could be repeated because the data set is based on items. It's based on maybe what they are selling, the products that they make. So maybe it is on the product level. So maybe the country is repeated, but the product is different for each of the countries. So, or the firm, sorry. So in terms of all of these, you have to first know what sort of data you are working with. If it's a firm level data, even if it's a firm level data, is it on the product level? Is it on the service level? Because some firms may be providing different services or different products. If it's on the country level, what is the main issue? Is it just on the country level, or is it maybe regions? All of these are things that you'd want to take note of, and then make sure that if you see something, if you see a duplication, you can actually realize that the same information has been repeated for each of the columns. So you'd have to delete one of them. So is it these files? So again, sorry, it covers 54 African countries over 40 years. So these files now look more, sorry, I think I should. So there are many duplicates, inconsistent country names, percentage signs inside numeric columns, different missing value labels, and then the metadata also has some issues. So we're going to be looking at that. So here we are going to clean the data, reshape them, and merge into one panel data set that we are going to analyze later. Not this week. This week, we're only going to look at how to clean data. So the main question we're going to look at is, how do we turn separate imperfect macroeconomic and education data sets into one clean country year panel for economic analysis? Okay, so the other thing we're going to learn here is that we have, if you look at panel, I don't know whether I mentioned the types of panel, sorry, the types of data we have in economics. So I think I did, but just for repetition, we have the cross-sectional, we have the time series, we have the panel data, and we also have the pooled cross-sectional data, the pooled cross-sectional data. So we'll see how to get a panel data based on the data we have. We have several countries, 54 countries repeated over 40 years. That implies that at least each country would appear 40 times. Okay, so that's what we are saying. Each country would appear 40 times. Okay, so this is the data you have. Okay, you already have the one called macro, one called education, and another country data. So that's what you've already downloaded. This is linking to my file. So you probably or you are not going to be running this. So that's okay. You already have this, which you are going to be using. Then if you're able to finish this one in this half, then in the next half of the class after the break, hopefully you would go through this whilst you'll be going through it. I don't know how online it's if we're maybe in the classroom or in the lab, then I could be coming around and then but we'll try it and see. I gave you something like this last week also. So some parts are filled and some other parts you would have to find the data and then, the command and then fill that one in. So let's see how that goes. If we are not able to do it online, if it's not effective, we would just break and then you try and go through them. If there are any issues, we can discuss on the page. Okay, so we can use the Google Classroom page to do the discussion. I know the LMS would have been better, so hopefully would work on that one. By maybe after this one, I'll call I don't know whether he'll be in the office or not, but let's see how that goes. Okay, so the goal for our class, then homework. So on the page, on the Google Classroom page, those who are downloading, this one is already there. Those who had the data earlier, you only have the first 4. So later you can go to the Google Classroom page and then you can download these 2. So the guided one and then the homework for this week. You get access to these materials there, so you can also work on them. So what we're going to do is to detect missing values, duplicates. We'll learn how to rename variables, standardize country names before merging, convert messy numeric strings into usable numeric variables. We'll also clean repeated inconsistency in metadata labels, validate whether a data set looks reasonable, reshape, merge, create simple indicators after cleaning, and then save a cleaned analysis ready file. Okay, so that's what we'll look at. So the key ideas for this week is that missing values can affect summaries and merges. Okay, so now if you are merging and one is not found in the other, the merging means you are bringing 2 data files together. So if in one set, maybe the identifier in the other one is not available, it means that you won't be able to merge. It won't find itself or find each other. There's supposed to be a unique identification number in both files you want to merge, so that if you want to merge, it will identify itself and then merge itself based on its identification number. Okay, so and also in terms of when you're doing the summaries, definitely we realize that some are smaller than the other, especially in terms of the observations. And you report them just as they are? So that's a question you probably want to think about. Duplicates can create false counts or repeated observation. The same person or country or firm repeated severally. That's an issue. That's in those who have done accounting before you and those who have done economics yeah, I'm sure if we're all doing economics, so you have a double counting something twice. It just bloats the figure, but it is not adding any value to it, and it's more of an error. Okay, it adds error to the analysis you are making. Then variable names should be clear and consistent. Numeric looking values may still be stored as text. Then merges only work well when key columns match properly. So even this is what I was mentioning earlier when it comes to the merges. So if the key columns are there, and even in terms of the how you name them, one is in capital, the other is in small, although they are the same letters, but they are different because one is in capital and one is in small letters. So why data stores multiple years in separate columns? Okay, and then the long data stores per unit, and it's usually better for analysis. So when we look at wide data, it means you have, say, the country, and then the different years would be on the columns. That's a wide. But for long, it is rather horizontal. So the country will repeat the number of times the years are. So if there's 5 years, the country repeats 5 years, but they're different information for them, or different data values for each of them. So that is a long data. The large data sets make systemic cleaning methods more important than manual inspection. If you have a large data set, if you had a small one like we had last week, you can just open the Excel sheet and then you inspect and see what is wrong or what the issue is. Okay, although yes, in Excel alone, you can use Excel to do data cleaning. That's very possible. Okay, in many data analytics courses, we start with Excel. You do cleaning and the rest before you do all the analysis you do also within Excel, and dashboards within Excel. But here we are using Python, so we would have to import into the Python first before we do any other thing. Okay, so one observation means this week is that after cleaning and merging, one row should represent one country year. So one country per year. Okay, so remember we had 54 countries over 40 years. So it means that each country should at least appear 40 times. So we'll have macroeconomic indicators, we'll have education information, and we'll have country metadata such as region and income group. Okay. So this is what you're going to be looking at next. Last week, we downloaded Python. How many people tried the Jupyter lab last week? You were curious and you went seeing how it works. Anyone? Silence means no one. Okay. All right. So I don't know whether some of those who were having MacBook, were you able to download? What do we all have now currently? Do you all have Jupyter Anaconda?
Yes.
Do we all
Yes.
have
Yes, Doc. Yes.
Yes,
No,
sir.
no, me, I'm
Okay,
using
let me ask the
Colab.
other way around. Is there anyone who doesn't have Anaconda? Who doesn't have it
Yes, no,
installed?
I don't have an account. I'm using Colab.
Did you join the class last week?
Yes, sir. I'm the one who is using the Mac tablet. So the
Okay.
Anaconda
The
doesn't
book.
support Anaconda.
Okay. So
Yes, so I'm using Colab.
if you were taught Stata last time, how did you run it on your tablet?
I, what we did last week, I used the Colab. I just ran it through the Colab.
He wasn't part of the class.
Oh,
He's
okay.
not part of the cohort. Yeah.
All right. Because you won't be able to use the tablet for any other thing else. Because Stata, I don't know, general group, definitely you'll be taught Stata like the other groups were taught. And you can't install Stata on your tablet. So I don't know, you have to start looking at that. Okay. Since one person doesn't have, we'll just continue
Okay.
with Google Colab today. But let me just for those who are curious about how Jupyter Notebook works. So we'll just look at that briefly, and then I think I did that last time, but let's look at it again. So let me swap the screen for now. So I'm going to swap the screen. Okay. So to open Jupyter Lab, you go to the window start icon, just as I've done. So I hope you can see my screen. You
Yes.
can see what is happening. Okay. So you come to the Windows Start icon, click on it. Then depending on which one you're using, because I think this, not I think this is Windows 11, so you'd have to click on all to see everything, all the apps that has been installed. So here, Anaconda starts with A, so we can see it in the A. So we have Anaconda. So I click on this is because it has an arrow there. So when I click on it, it opens. So here, if you want to see all the apps within Anaconda, you click on the Anaconda Navigator and to open, and you see all the other apps on it. Now, probably let me just verify. I think you may not have it. Those who have it, can you check? Do you have, when you click on the down arrow, do you see Jupyter Notebook?
Yes, Doc.
You all see it. Is anybody who doesn't see it? Okay, so it means we all see it. So if that's the case, just click on Jupyter Notebook. So let's click on it. And then we would have this opened. So you have to wait for some writings to come, and then when it's done, you yourself you realize that it is done. So let's wait for a while. I'm sure if you have a very fast laptop, that's already started. So mine has started. And what it does is that it uses your default, when it finishes, it's going to open the lab in your default browser. So currently my default browser is Edge. So it is opening. Do we still have Edge? What's the name of this new one? Anyway, so it is opening in the browser. Is anybody's own opening, or has it finished opening?
Mine has opened.
Okay. Any other one struggling, or it is everybody's fine?
Mine tried to open, but it's no longer loading, but nothing is displaying.
Yeah,
Just a plain.
which one? It will open. It will take some
Okay.
time to open. Okay.
Hello, Doc.
So yes.
Please, I'm having a peculiar issue. The live coding I'm trying to save it on my machine. I can't save it because I can't open on the iPhone. I don't know.
No,
So
yes,
because
you
of that, I
can't
can't.
open the live iPhone. I think that's what I've been saying for the somebody's
So
using yeah.
so I try to send it to my email so that I can download it on the laptop, but still it's not going to.
Yeah, so why don't you open your chat or open Google Classroom on your laptop and get access from it from there? If you're already in the Google Classroom, have you joined the Google Classroom?
Yes, please.
Yes, so open the Google Classroom on your laptop and then access the materials from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, Doc, I've also downloaded all the files you requested for, but it's as though you told us to place them in certain locations.
Yes, I said put them in some folders. Yes.
Please, I don't know if you can mention those folders again so that.
So that's what's the name? That's the notebook should go into the notebook. The live coding, if you download it from online, the live coding, the guide, and then the homework should go into the notebook. And then the CSV files should go into the raw folder. The folder called
Okay,
raw.
Doc. Okay, Doc.
Okay. Since we'll still be doing everything in Colab, so this one is just a demonstration. Later you can replay the video and then see. Do you have access to last week's video?
Yes, the link has been shared.
Okay, so
I shared yesterday.
Hello.
yes, yeah, Brown. Somebody wants my attention. Is it Brown?
Oh, yes, that's Brown.
Yes.
We are unable to join the Google Classroom. It's requesting for a code.
No, you don't need a code. That one comes with a code. Let me check if others have already joined. I'm surprised if it's asking for a code because the code is, it's whatever you have there is part of the code is part of it. So currently it's only Isaac that has joined.
Oh, I have joined though.
You have joined. Okay, let me refresh and see. Oh, okay, sorry. So 15 students have joined. My bad.
Please,
So
how do we join? Sorry about
just
that.
just click on the link. Do you have a Google account? Gmail account?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you click on the link and then you that is or you ask you to join and you join. That's all. You don't
Okay.
need a code.
Okay.
Did you see the link?
No. Okay.
So I'm putting it in the chat again.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
or those who are asking for code also. If you've got to a point where it's asking for code, you got the code. If the link with the link comes with the code, so you don't need that. But otherwise, you can type in this code to join. Okay, so if you can copy it quickly.
Hello, Doc. Please, how do you download the CSV file? I'm trying to download it, but it's like I'm having some challenge.
Okay. I'm closing the code. Those who wanted it, have you gotten it, Mr. Brown?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm able to join.
All right. So those who are asking for how to download the CSV. So the CSV, let me take, for instance, let me use the macro panel. So let me try this one and let me see something. Yeah. So right click.
I've been able to join.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So for the CSV, if you don't download it, it would come as a PDF. It may download as a PDF, but you don't want a PDF. So what you do is that you right click on the CSV, any of them, then you open in a new tab. Okay, right click and then open in new tab. So you have it this way, and then you can then click on the download button up here. Did we see that?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
All right. So the rest of you, I hope there won't be any question on this one. Okay. All right. I guess there won't be any question on that. So have you all gotten to this point for the Jupyter?
Doc, mine is still plain. Nothing is opening.
Nothing is opening. Okay.
Yes, the
later
Edge interface is just plain.
Can you can refresh it? Click on the refresh button and see whether.
Yeah, I have done that.
You've
2
done that.
times.
And
Yes, please.
this thing came up. You had this one came up writing all these
Yes.
things.
Yes.
All right. So maybe later you can check again since you're not. This is
Okay.
just showing you the other platform that you can run this. Let's do this one. And okay, so when you get this, you can see that if you know the files on your laptop, you should recognize that these are your files on your laptop. Okay, so you now have to go identify where the folder is or the notebook is. So I'll go to documents. So I'll look for documents, look for I think new project. So I will double click to open. Oh, did I double click first? Or is it taking? Okay, so let me go back. Then I click on informatics for economics. So I'm trying to locate where it, so you have to also be doing that till you get to where you have saved it. Then in my notebooks, I double click notebooks and then identify where the file I'm going to use. So it is this file, the live coding. So this time it's now a notebook. So when I double click on it, it's going to open in a new tab. You can see that's open a new tab. And my machine is acting slow. Okay, so then it opens. So this is how you should see.
Doc,
Yes, Brown, Mr. Brown. Do you have two machines at your end? It looks like you're the same
please,
network.
yeah, yes. What can you get you?
Sorry, I didn't hear Mr. Brown.
Okay, Doc. So I'm unable to launch the Jupyter, even though I have the Anaconda.
So we went.
When I launch it, it begins to open up and it closes. So I'm trying to launch it through the browser. I don't know whether that's going to work.
No, you'd have to go through this process because it has to be initiated by this thing. Okay. Or maybe I don't know whether there's any other way, but this is always how I've seen it opened. And always how I open it. So
I think I'm also facing the same challenge.
yeah,
Whenever I
facing the same
open,
challenge. Has anybody been successful? Let me know whether there's been some success anywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, dog.
Yes, Doc.
All
Yes,
right. So it means it's possible. So what you have to do is to later work around it and see how we can get it solved. Okay, so this is what you're going to be working on. And as you can see, this one also has, you can see those stars there. That's also the AI bit for it. I don't know whether it appears on yours or not. Okay, I downloaded something last week, so maybe that's how come I have it. But this one is limited. You would have to pay for it because let me just show you. So this one also explain the selected code. So when I click on that, you can see chat 0% full. When is it loading? So any command that you run would use part of it. And I believe when you buy the full package, that is when you'll be able to get the full access. Okay. All right. So this also same if you want to run this, the cursor, you click within the cell and then you have this play button up here. You click on it and then it should run the cell for you. Okay. To run the cell and then you get everything running, hopefully. Okay. Now let's swap to Colab, which everybody has. So let's go to Colab, which everybody has. So let
Hello,
me.
sir.
Yes, Abraham.
Sorry. So which means we have to have two different folders on the desktop, one for the notebook and one for raw. Then we'll push all the information inside. So in case we are using the Anaconda or raw Nana, which means we have it already. Is that so?
Yes, you have that data already, so you'd have to just point to where it is. But when it comes to, I think we probably last week did we create it in the on the desktop or we created it
Google
in the
Drive.
drive. I think we did it in the Google Drive.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes.
So here
Yes,
also
Doc.
you point it to Google Drive because that is where I would have it. So the collab does everything. Is a virtual machine. So it does it in the cloud. So we need to have it in the Google Drive before we can have access to it. But for the Jupyter can always go into the Google Drive and access it from there. So that's fine. Mine is not in the Google Drive. This one is not in the Google Drive. I'm using a different path. That is why you're not seeing anything Google Drive here. But I think the one I've shared to you, you have it. So you have it, and we'll have to do some changes. Okay. Are we okay? Are we good? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So as I was saying last week, all these things are Peter. I'm getting a lot of feedback. Peter, you want to say something?
No, please, Doc. Thank you.
Oh, all right. So all of these are codes that have been written, and you can see, when I double click inside, you can see how it actually looks like. So I'm hoping that your homework you are doing in terms of the write-ups, this is how you are writing them. Okay, using the markdown. And oh, sorry, when you run them, then they become like the normal files that you are seeing. Okay, so let's go back to our collab for now and see what we can do. So I'm going to swap the screens. This, let me, okay. So let's open the collab. I hope you remember how to open collab. So let's load the live coding into collab. Just give you a minute to do that. If you're done, you can give me a thumbs up.
True live coding.
Come again?
True live coding, right?
Week 2, yeah, week 2 live coding. That's what we are loading. Are we done? Has anybody been able to open it?
Yes, Doc.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
Doc.
Is it the same thing? I was working with some data sets earlier. I hope I've not, I mean, this earlier. I hope I've not made some changes. Is it the same thing that you have in terms of how, sorry, this part? Do you have this part in your
Yes, sir.
notebook?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. So we'd have to make a change to this. Okay, we have to make a change to this because this one is linking to my drive. Okay, the drive on my machine. Unless maybe this is the same. If it's in your collab, was it in your collab notebook or it was in just Google Drive?
Colab notebook.
Okay. So you have G Drive, My Drive, then Collab notebooks, and then the folder that you have. Okay, the folder that you've copied, the main folder. You know, the notebook and then the raw should be in a folder, maybe a folder for this course. So that folder that is the name that you'd have to give. So this is my mother folder is called Informatics for Economics. So that's what you should have here. Let's check. You may have some issues whilst opening. Okay. So try and change this one. Okay. Otherwise, if it makes a mistake, this is how we are going to go about it. Please, can I proceed? Is anybody still struggling? Anyone struggling? Let
Yes,
me
sir,
know.
you
Doc, we are
can
now.
proceed, sir.
Come again?
Sir, please, could you take the last part again?
Have you
The
opened? Yeah, have you opened this one? Have you
yes,
opened
please.
the? Okay. So let's do this way so that I think since I hope we have internet on our machines. If you're using a different machine for this, so let's do this
Yes,
so that
Doc.
yeah would make the changes. So for me, when I run, it will run. Hopefully, I'm not expecting any error. Okay. Yes, so mine has run, but yours, if you run, you may get an error. So let me know if you had an error. Anybody who gets an error, what want you to do is that you share your screen for us, then I'll use yours to guide the rest of the class. So anybody who had an error, or it means we are all fine.
No, I had an error, but it just said I should connect with my Google Drive first.
Okay, so connect it and let's see.
I also had an error, but after connecting to my Google Drive, there's still an error.
There's still an error.
Yeah.
Okay. Which of you is willing to share their screen?
I can share mine.
Okay, so share yours and then let's use yours to explain to everyone else. So I think you should have check if you can share. Let me stop sharing and see if you can
Yeah,
share.
I've sent a request.
I hope the host. Okay. All right. So this is what I'll probably want you to do. So you scroll just okay, you don't have to scroll up. So click on the are we all following?
Yes.
Yes, Doc.
Because we have to do this one just once and for all. Okay. Is anyone I'm assuming that we are all at this point where you have the error.
Yes.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. So let's all click on the explain error. Okay. So here you can see the error is in that no such file or directory called informatics for economics, blah, blah, blah exists. It means that the
Doc.
system could not find. Yeah, hello.
I'm saying, yeah, it's the same thing we also get.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. All right. Now, let's go to our folder, the folder which contains. No, don't click on that one. Click on the folder that
Okay.
contains. Go to the folder that contains the two notebooks. The two folders. So no, go to the folder
Okay.
itself, not here. I don't know whether you shared. Then okay. Then you want to copy the link. Okay. Now, no, don't open. No, don't open there. Go back. Go a step backwards. Now, see if you can copy the link for the informatics for economics. I don't.
Okay.
This looks like a MacBook. So
This is a Mac, yeah. So
yeah. So how do you copy the path?
yeah, the path. It's quite difficult to get a path. Let's see. Getting the path here. Let me see how I get the path. Just a minute. Okay, so there's a link.
Yeah. So copy that one.
Okay. Then I copy it.
Yeah. So let's go back to the. So have you all been able to copy your path?
Yes, Doc.
Yes.
Okay. So now when you copy it, now come and paste it in. You say, what can I help you build? So down there under where the yeah. And then you write that this is the path to the master folder before you.
Okay. So before it or after it?
And I hope this is the actual path. Okay, so any of them. So you can type it there. Let's see. Let's see whether
This is
this is the path. I'm doing this one so that anytime you guys get an error, you can troubleshoot it. So we are using AI to help us correct issues. Okay, otherwise we could have just said do it this way, do it that way, and then we get it solved. So yeah, or make it to the base folder. Make it a base folder or base directory. So change the master to base.
Doc,
Yes, Bismarck.
Doc, please, mine, it has counted, but I also saw a message down that runtime disconnected. I don't know whether it has been successful or.
No, if it's disconnected, it means that you would have to redo it again. As I said, you are using a virtual machine, so we will have to just run it again.
Okay, Doc. Thank you very much.
Okay, so if you've all done this one, click on the button down there the play button, the send button. Let's see what it does.
Please, I'm behind. Though.
Where are you?
Doc, please, can you
Tell us
go
where
over
you are.
again? We are lost.
all right. So this is what I got.
Okay, it should have gone up there. I don't know why it's down here, but anyway.
Mm.
So you said you are lost. What did you get? What did we lose you?
Where to copy the path?
Yeah, so the folder. Did you create the folder last week in Google Colab?
Yes.
Yes. So locate that folder and then go and copy the path of that folder.
You see, we should copy from the drive or
Yeah,
things don't
in the
go.
drive. In the drive. Okay. The way it has written yours, I'm not too sure about, because this one is just okay. So you run
Yes.
that line, the second line. You know
Okay.
that the two greens. Yeah, that's one. Run it and let's see something. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Doc, please, can we go over?
Why did I lose you?
I dropped off. I've copied the part, but I don't know where to input it.
So so let me get the name of who is sharing? Who is sharing the page?
It's me, Moses.
Moses. Moses, can you
Yes, sir.
explain what you've done? What you did?
Okay. So on Mac, after you run and you get the error, you go to explain error. And then when previously what we saw here, it will say the error message will show that your file is not in your Google Drive, the one we saved last week. So you go into the Google Drive where you saved that time and you copy the path for informatics, informatics for economics, and then you paste it in
Moses,
the search box.
Moses,
in AI.
can you take it one step after the other? So now you identify the error. You're supposed to copy the part. So the
Yeah,
part is
so
in the
after
Google Drive.
yes,
So now copy the part. I wanted to do that. Copy the part.
and then you paste it in the search box, the AI search box.
Okay, so you paste the part in the AI search box.
Yes.
All right.
And then you give a
Please
prompt
give
that
me a
this is the
minute.
path. Okay.
Give me a minute. Let me copy the part. Including the
Moses, please, the document is in notebooks, right?
Yes. The collab notebooks, the one we saved last week, this here. So you come in and you copy the path. Yeah.
Wait, Moses, copy the part. So okay.
If you use a if you use a Mac, you use Option and then you use your two fingers to click, and then you get this here, and you copy the link to a clipboard. That's for Mac. The Option key, and then you use two fingers to click on your trackpad to get this drop down, and then you copy to link
Moses,
to
come
clipboard.
again.
For MacBooks, you use the Option key on your keyboard, and then two fingers. You click on your trackpad. So Option plus two fingers on your trackpad to get this drop down, and then you copy link to clipboard. After copying, then you come to the AI search box. You paste it there, and then you give the prompt. This is the path to the base folder, and then you run it.
How far?
Yeah,
Have you been
yeah,
able to
big
do
man.
it?
Hello.
Yeah, Abraham.
I think that the challenge I'm having, I can see the collab notebook here, but when I click on it, more option will come, but there's no copy part there. There's download,
Which
rename.
machine are you using? A
Yeah, so Abraham.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if you are accessing your Google Drive in the browser, okay, you can just check the web browser where you type the website link.
Uh-huh.
And then you copy that link. Okay, is the path to that particular folder if you open in your Google Drive. So this is It's like if you are using Windows and you are also accessing your Google Drive from the website or from the browser, then when you open that particular folder, check the web link and just copy the web link. That's the path.
Okay, but unfortunately, I have opened the Google Drive directly. Okay.
On the
So
folder,
I've opened
in the folder.
No. It's on the okay. So it means the path will be the drive.google.com/drive/home. Inusa, are you with me?
Well, share the screen so that they can help you.
No, I'm using the phone. I'm using the phone. I'm using the phone whilst working on the laptop as suggested. Okay. Hear me.
Hello.
Yeah, so you said you are
Hello.
using the folder, that's the folder on your machine. That's where you are copying the file from, the link from.
No, sir, I've opened it on the web. Okay. I've opened
On the
it.
web.
So yes. So the
Okay.
Google Drive that's opened. Now, when I go home, I can see the collab notebook there in my drive. Yeah, it is there. So I wanted to copy the part that you were saying, but when I
So
click
open
on
it, open. So in your Google Colab, you realize if you created the folder for this class last week, open
yes,
that one up.
informatics. Okay, informatics for economics. That one too. I've
Yes,
opened it.
so open it. Yeah, so if you open it, now go up where you normally type www dot.
Okay.
So if you click inside, you realize that it highlights the address.
Sure.
Then you can copy it, so that becomes your path.
Hello, sir.
I'm sorry, I'm coming, Esther. Abraham, have you gotten that?
Yes, I've copied that one. Yes, I've copied it.
Okay. So you can go and paste it in the AI chat box there and say that this is the path to your base folder.
Okay, all right.
Esther, you were saying?
So I wanted to find out, then it means that whatever file you gave us for week 2 should be in the informatics, economics, so that when you copy the part, it will work, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Majid?
Yes, no. I copied the part and then I pasted it, and it's telling me that thank you for providing the link, but it appears to be another sharing link to the Google Drive folder. Collab need a specific file system path that starts with content/Google Drive/my device to locate your file. This error message clearly shows that the system is looking for the informatic for economics folder.
Yeah, so is that what you copied for it? Did you copy the link for informatics for economics?
Yes, I went to the Google Drive on the web page, and then I went to, so what I saw informatic for economics.
Okay.
I click on it.
Hold on, let me see something. Hold on. Inusa, did you get the same issue since you use the web? Is Inusa still here? If you are speaking, we can't hear you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So I'm joined with the phone. I'm not even behind the computer, but because of how you copied the path for the Windows version, I use Windows. I thought it would be the same thing.
Okay. So let me see. Is it Abraham? Abraham, when you pasted it and typed, this is the path to the base folder, what did it say?
Okay, so the URL you provided is a Google Drive link, not a direct path to the collab that the collab can use. To resolve the file not, we need to
I
correct
think we
the
should
path
put a
to your
direct to
information.
a specific file.
Sorry, let's take our time. So do we have some people here who use the folder on the machine instead?
Yes, I do. I use that.
Okay. So let's all try that one instead. Okay, let's all try the folder on the machine instead of going to the web.
Yeah, mine was able to pick it.
Okay, so let's all do that instead. So let's go to the folder, the informatics for economics folder, if that's the name you gave it. I'm going to copy the path over there, and then you come and paste it in the chat, and then say this is the path to the base folder.
That's what we've done it to. I think that's what I did.
mean, for the folder, not the link, not the website link. We are not going to the website link anymore. We are using the folder on your machine. You should have a Google Drive folder on your machine. Don't go to the website. Don't go to the browser anymore. Please, do you get me?
Sir,
Does anybody get me?
Yes, sir, I understand. So on the machine, where do we end? You end at where
Yes.
you end at the raw data, or where when
No,
you open?
and at when you open informatics, and that's where informatics for
End
economics.
at informatics. Okay.
So when you open it, you should see data. You should see data and then notebooks. That is where you end.
So you end at collab notebooks, informatics. That is the end. Then you copy that link.
Yeah. So open the informatics first.
Okay.
Or you can right click that. You can right click informatics and then hopefully you see copy path. I think that's also possible. Okay, when you right click informatics, if you open the Google Colab and open, you don't have to open informatics. From there, you can right click on the informatics and you see copy as path.
No, you won't see copy path. It will be download, rename, share, organize, folder information, move to trash.
Did you right click the folder?
Yes.
Please,
Yes, but
point at share. You will see copy link there.
Open the collab file browser. On the left
Look,
side of the collab.
I'm facing the same issue. Can I share my screen? I'm
Okay,
using the laptop.
okay.
Can
I
I share
think
my screen?
somebody have
Take
given
it.
an information. Brown, if you go to share, I think there's a copy link there. Huh. When you go to share, there's a copy link there.
So, sir, when you copy the link and paste it, do you need to write something in addition to AI?
Yes, you have to.
Open
you type
this
after you paste, you write this is the path to the base folder.
Okay.
Open the collab file browser. On the left sidebar of the collab notes, click on folder. So collab notes, the left
Majid, this is
sidebar.
to all of us. Okay, I think I've lost. Yes.
Okay, no.
Who is
So
speaking?
this is Brown.
The left side.
All right. So I want to share my screen, then you take me through the process because it seems everybody is sharing their perspective and whatever is being communicated, I'm unable to clearly understand. So I want to share my screen, then you take me through the process so that I get it.
Click.
Is that all right?
The folder icon.
That's
Get your Google Drive. Expand Google Drive. Expand my drive.
Majid, are you speaking to all of
the
us?
same information that is coming on.
Oh, sorry.
The same information. The drive link
okay, you
you
take your time. Take
provided.
your time. Brown, share your screen and let's see.
Right. You can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, great. Well, first,
So as that you click on explain error.
Yes, explain error.
You've not clicked on it.
Yeah, I clicked on it. Why didn't it show me? Explain.
I hope you are using Windows.
Yes, I'm using Windows.
Yeah, where's you? Okay, so let's do this very quickly so that we would. Okay, now go to the drive which contains your file. Go to the drive. I mean the folder, not go to the folder itself. Not here. No. You are still on the website.
Not
Go to
from
the drive itself. Go to the file on your machine. The folder on your
machine. All right. Okay. So that's it.
No, it is still it's in documents. It should be in your Google Drive.
Google
You see,
Drive.
if you don't follow this way, then that is when, if you don't do, as I said last week, whatever we did last week is a build up. Today's one is a build up of last week. So if you don't have it, you drag us backwards. So I can see you don't even have Google Drive on your
Google
machine.
Drive.
Okay, you don't have it. That is why all of this is happening.
Okay,
Oh, so
look, I'll
it's your
download it
Google
and
Drive.
then the Google Drive.
Does anybody have Google Drive on their machine? We have downloaded it and you can always open it.
Yes, I downloaded it last week.
Yes, I have Google.
Drive on my machine.
So somebody's giving us, let's see.
Stop
Okay, so
sharing.
it worked for someone. Let's see if we can use this one so that we can, because we are wasting a lot of time here right now. Let's see if it will work. Now, I hope you can all access the chat. Prince has put something there. Can you all access the chat? Those who are still struggling.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So he says he went to what? Google Drive on web. So let's see. Brown, share your screen again and follow it. So let's see.
You know.
Prince, I hope it worked. If it doesn't work, we would charge you.
Dog, mine worked for me.
So it doesn't mean to work for someone else. And okay, so let's see. So you went to Google Drive on the web. So Brown, go to Google Drive on your web.
On the web.
You say once there you selected what? Collab. Where did you get Collab?
From notebook.
Okay, so go into the
Right.
week 2. So go to week 2. I think that's where you have yours.
Yes.
And then no, these are all okay. Select the second one. The third one, sorry. No, the third one. Oh, sorry,
Third
fourth
one,
one.
okay.
Week 2 live coding. And then double click. Double click on it. Is that how you went to about it, Prince? Is Prince still here? Okay, so run the first one, go down and run the code again. Are you scrolling down? I don't know whether it's delaying on my side or what. So run the first one. Mr. Brown.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
No, that's my network. Right.
It's just delaying. I think, yeah, network issues.
So there's the error feedback. My network or something. I think it's slow.
Okay, so go to the explain. I think after this one, if whether we get it or not, since there's a video, there's going to be the video given. I think we'll just have to continue. Otherwise, the whole class will not be able to do anything anytime we meet. So click on the explain error.
Click on that.
Okay. So it says type fix. I think there'll be an error because of where you downloaded. Okay, do you type fix it? Have you typed it?
Yes, doc.
Scroll down. Let me see something. Scroll to the end. Let me see. Have you scrolled to the end? Is it network or what?
I'm at the end of it.
Okay.
Yes, doc. Yes, doc. I'm at the end of it.
No. All right. So you go up. You go up. Go up. So let's look at it gave you some suggestions. So we'll probably follow those suggestions.
Okay.
Where was it? Is it the first command? Okay. So first, if upload the missing CSV files into the exact notebook.
So let me go into this.
It's already there. So no. So you don't no. Hold on.
So hold on. All right.
Go back. Go back. Yeah. I don't know whether everybody else. We are doing this so that you also follow it to solve yours. Okay. So if you had the same thing, you'd also see that file or that path. So you hold on. So you are going to make some changes here, or it has even added it. Run it again. Let me see. It has added it. These things it wasn't there earlier.
So I should run this again.
So click on it again. Let's see. Click on the execute it. Let's see.
Please have executed it.
Error. It is working.
This is what I see. I don't know.
Yeah. So now it has worked.
So doc, this is it. Is it? Google Drive is already mounted.
Yeah, you didn't get an error. Did you get an error like first? There's no error, so it has worked now. So it has corrected it as long as you opened it from there. Okay. I don't know whether others were able to follow, but please, we are almost at the 2-hour mark. The one who was sharing his screen earlier. I've forgotten the name.
It was Moses.
Yes, dog.
Okay, so have you been able to fix yours now? Okay, so how many
Sir,
people
what?
have everything? How many people have it working now? Hello?
Hello.
How many people
Yeah,
have their own
Brown.
working? No,
Hello,
speak
dog.
to me directly. How many people have it working now?
Yeah,
Speak to me.
Doc,
mine
I
is still
do.
not working.
Yeah, mine is working.
Okay. Let's. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Doc.
Yes, Doc, we can see.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. All right. So maybe one last thing for those who are still struggling, they would proceed. Now, if you have the Google Drive opened, okay, if you have the Google Drive opened, you can go into the Google Drive and then you open the notebook directly because it is connected to it is a Google Drive and Colab are all the same. I mean, they're from the same family. It recognizes it and it will open it. So, for instance, this is my notebook. This is for week 2. Okay, so in the Google Drive. Are you still with me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Yes, Doc.
Doc. We are
Yes,
with
Doc,
you.
we are here. We are listening.
Okay, so maybe because of time, I think we'll just have to do this and then we'll proceed. So you double click and then it's going to open in Google Drive. So it is picking the path directly. And so I think that is how always you have to open it. It's picking the path directly. Okay, so it knows it, but then you just have to make sure that you would have those files that the data set also in the Google Drive. Okay, the data set must also be in the Google Drive. So here, I think I have this. I think even when I run it will still work because I've corrected it already. Well, let me check. I hope I get an issue, then we can see if we can use that one to work. I mean, to work, go around it. Okay, so I have the error you all were having. So I'm going to go by the way Prince did his. Okay, and I think that one fixes it rather than going through the long path. Because of how we opened it, it knows where it is coming from. So as long I'm just hoping I've even loaded the data there. So here I come to explain, and then it's trying to explain. Even before I finish, I should say it should fix the error. So I write fix it. Okay. So in fact, it's already connected and it's already even fixing it because it already knows the error and it knows the path it's coming from. You realize that it has added some new paths to it. Okay, hopefully yours has also done the same. Did it? So you just follow, if it's asking for anything, you just follow it and then just see whether it, let it run. When you did this explain, do you see some changes in yours? Like how this green, the ones which are colored green. Did you see it?
Yes, dog.
Okay, so if you see those
Yes,
changes,
Doc.
hit on the play button again, and then you realize that mine has been fixed. And it has been fixed because if you don't do those things, if your data file is not in the raw in the Google Colab, it won't work. So you have to make sure the data files are already there. Okay. All right. Since it has been fixed, has it been fixed for you? I think we can continue now. The one who was using a Mac, I think we're doing another way, but have you gone through this way? It has worked.
It didn't work this way for me.
It didn't work that way for you.
Yes, please.
When you type the okay, did you open it? You have to go into the drive and then open it directly.
Okay.
Okay, you go into your Google
So
Drive and
let
then now
me.
go and open you double click the lab with two
Okay, sir.
lab. I think I've even opened the wrong one.
Okay. So let me do that.
I opened the guided one instead of the.
Okay.
Okay, we really have to make progress. I'm sorry for those who have been waiting for me to be fixing these things. My only weakness is that normally I want everybody to get it and then we proceed. Maybe at the point I'll just say that okay, you watch the video later and then you'd have to go step by step watching the video to correct it, but it doesn't really help sometimes. Okay. iMac, did it work?
I'm on it, sir.
Okay. All right. So how's is on it for those who's on. So at this stage, we load original form before cleaning anything. So here, this first part all helping us to load it. And in the data, let me just open something here. I think this was one of the data sets. So you can look at, if you look at the data set, this is for the Wk2 panel, one of them. Okay, so there are three data sets. That we are going to be using. We have the Wk2 macro panel, we have the Wk2 education, and then we have the Wk2 country meta data. Okay, so what I've opened is the macro panel Messi. Now you can take a look at the data and realize that some of them are starting with capital, like let's take Algeria, for instance. Okay, what differences do you see? Can you see my screen? What differences do you see in the name in the Algeria? Are they all the same?
Some are capital, some start with capital, some start with.
Yes, all of them are capital. So you can see the differences. Okay. Now, even let's look at the numbers here. Look at GDP. Yes, Charles. Charles, your answer is
Doc, sorry to ask again. I just followed. I just followed the example you showed, but Google Drive is asking me to want to access my account, and the options they've given me, I don't really get it. One is asking to see, edit, create, and delete all of my Google Drive files. The other one is asking to view photos and albums, and some is asking to retrieve mobile client and some other messages. I don't know which one to choose. Should I just continue or I should
Yeah,
skip?
you click on continue. Just click on continue. Let's see if it
And
works.
Doc, for myself, when I did the fix
Okay.
it and I reran it, it came.
It worked. Okay.
Yes.
I think now that's how we are going to do it. We'll just type fix it and then to the work. That is a Mac, the one using the MacBook, has it worked now?
Yes, please. It's work now.
Okay. I think Prince, you should have brought that one long time. Why did you delay? Anyway, thanks for helping us on that. Okay. So as you can see on the let's look at the year. Whether we can see any errors in the year. As of now, I don't see anything yet. So let's go to the GDP growth percent. What differences do we see? In fact, all the figures. What differences do we see?
Some have percentages, some doesn't have percentages.
Okay, yes. So
Okay,
some have
fine.
percentage, yeah. And what else do you see? So
I think some are in decimal, some are in.
okay, yeah. So but that one is fine because some data
And
will
so
be in decimal.
the formatting to some are left justified, right justified.
Excellent. So some are left justified, some are right justified. So for numbers, always, if it's a number, it should always be right justified. If it is a letter, so you can see this, the country names, you can see that they are all left justified. So that tells you that here, the ones which are on the left are actually text. They are not actual numbers. So these are some of the errors that you would have to correct. Okay, for instance, this 10.4 is a text rather than a figure. So you'd have to correct it within the software. So that is the issue we are going to be, some of the issues we are going to be fixing. Okay, some also have 2 dots, as you can see here. Cape Verde, number 256 has dots, and here missing. So it's a mixture of some have using dots to represent missing, some writing missing itself, and I'm sure that they are this one not available. This one is NA. Please, can you see what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, Doc.
Okay. So these are all issues that has been solved before the the analysis, hopefully data analysis ready. Okay. So we have identified quite a number of issues. Okay, in terms of the alignment, in terms of what represents missingness. Some are using not available, some are using dots, others NA, others, what else can be there? So, okay, at least that is what we found. Okay, so you have to actually know your data set. You have to know your data set and then identify the issues before you proceed. Okay, all right. So that being said, let's go back to our notebook. Now everything is fixed now. These are the countries that are there. Then we also have the groupings, North Africa, West Africa, and so on. And then also income groupings, low, middle, upper middle, and so on. Okay, and then they are standardized and then called into this. So we are saving our data set. So the first one is being saved as a data frame we are going to call that one macro. So anytime we refer to macro, it means we are referring to this data set. Anytime we refer to education, it means you're referring to this data set. Anytime we write metadata, we are referring to this data set. So the 3 data sets have been given aliases. So the alias for that is what begins them. Okay. Okay. So the second stage, we want to inspect our data. Who can tell us what this one does? If you remember, macro.head into bracket, open and close bracket. Anybody?
That gives the first 5, I think, highest numbers or so.
So the first 5. So when we execute, we will see the first 5 of macro. So here, remember there are 3 data sets. We have macro, education, and metadata. So this one is specifically for macro. Okay, if you want to do for the other ones also, I'll just click on plus code and then I type there was employment, right? Employment dot head. Okay, employment. No, it's not education. Sorry, it's education, not employment. Education dot head So that one also, oops.
Is the education, the spelling of the education.
Yeah, I see. Thank you. So even remember last time, name error. So I should have used that one. Name error tells me that doesn't exist. So I have to look at the spelling. So it's good you notice that. So this is what for education. So the first five. If I want the last five, what to be the command?
.tail.
.tail. So I'll change the head here to tail. Okay, let's just add it. So I'll just click the add sign here and then do education dot tail and then hit the tab key to finish it. So it gives me the last five. It gives me the last five.
Doc, for me, when
Yeah.
I do the dot head, it gives me the first three instead of the first. So 012.
For education, did you write any number there? Is there anybody also
No, I
facing the
didn't.
same issue?
I didn't write any number, but it gave me
Hello,
012.
Doc. Doc.
Yes. Yes,
Please,
madam.
my network went off. The macro head, can you take that part again, please?
Macro head. Yeah, so I was asking, what does it do? Do you remember what it does from last week or from your assignment?
As it
Jennifer,
yes, Doc.
yeah, what
So
does
as
macro?
you rightly said, it says it gives the first five of the data error.
Not error. The first five of the data set. The first
Oh, okay,
five
thank
rows.
you.
So if it was this one that I did, like macro, so let me open this. So where's education? So let me use the macro. So right click and then open a new tab just to see what we have. So here, so you can see the first five, Algeria, 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 by 985 to 89. Okay, 3.4 to 4.9. So let's see whether that's what we had. So we can see Algeria 85 to what 89, 3.4 to what 4.9. Okay, so you can see it's giving us what the first five.
Five of the data set. Yes, thank
Yes, the
you.
first five rows. And I was asking if you want to get the last five, what command do you use, Jennifer?
I think the new interactive sheets.
No, no, no. There's a command. It's not anything here. Okay, so that's the tail. Okay, that's what we are doing here. So we also apply it to other type of data sets. So there's education also. So if you do macro.tail, it will give you the last five. Did you get that, Jennifer? And then everyone else, those who didn't get
Yes,
it.
please. Thank you. I have that.
Okay, so we can all try it. If you want a new code cell, you just click on this and to create a new cell, you can type that in just as we have done. Okay. All right, there was also another command we saw last week. If you want to know the number of rows and number of columns, what to be the command? Anybody remember that command? If you want to know the number of rows and the number of columns in the data set. Anybody?
Yes, Doc. You use dot shape.
Dot shape. So the data and then dot shape. So let's do for macro. So macro dot shape, and that one does not need any bracket. So macro dot shape is that the macro data, the 5 columns. And we can check whether for the columns we can easily see that we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 columns, and this one up to 2,300 rows. Who remembers why this is starting from 0? Why is this starting from 0 and not 1?
Because Python is zero index.
Sorry, your line is breaking. I didn't hear you.
Hi, Doc. Python starts indexing from 0.
Excellent. So it is zero indexed. Zero index. So it means that the last item will have what? 2,299. That would be the number for the last one. Am I right? Is my calculation right? 2,299 for the last one because of the indexing. All right, great. You remember a lot of things. So what else? Let me leave that one to when we start the analysis. Then we can
Doc,
do that.
for me, I have a little bit of an issue.
Yes, Majid. What's your
Even
issue?
though I'm using Wk2 live coding.ipynd, when I use the macro.head, which is supposed to give me the first, just like I said, give me the first three. And I will even realize that the first three, the zero index is Algeria. The second, the one which is the one is Angola. And then the second one is Benin. And when I try the micro.shape, it gave me 3,5 instead of 2,300 and 305.
Maybe the data you're using may not be the right data. Is anybody also having the
Yes,
same
that's
issue?
what I'm thinking.
So go back look at the data that is in the raw folder. Make sure it is today's files.
Okay, sir.
If it's not, recopy them and paste them inside the folder, and then rerun it again. Let's see.
Okay, Doc.
Okay. So, but you have to run the first one. This one you have to load everything first before you continue. But this one will show that you have done it will reload everything. Go back to the file and then reload the new things that you've pasted in. Okay, so try that and let's see if it happens, if it works. Okay. So in our stage 3, what you're going to do is to rename columns. Okay, to rename columns. If you look at the first one, some of them have quite long names. Or is it so important that so again, you can leave that way. But sometimes the shorter the better because it makes your file looks better. It looks much prettier. Okay. I know all my variables, sorry. I know all my variables. I know all my variables are in percentages. So there's no need to add percentage to it. So we'll probably take out the percent from there. Okay. So from here, you can see this. So for the macro data, we say macro dot rename. Okay, macro dot rename, then columns. So this is telling us that uh sorry, sometimes because I work with a lot of stata, I'll probably be mentioning stata. It's telling Python that it should go and look for the columns. So these are the dictionary, using a dictionary to do it. So we have country name, use country instead. So here you can see country name. Instead of country name, we're going to use country. Year maybe year, it is short already, so we're not going to do any change. Then GDP underscore growth underscore PCT, just do it right this way. Inflation, just do it inflation rate or rename it as inflation rate instead of inflation percent. Then unemployment percent, make it unemployment rate. So however you want to rename, okay, but generally this is how we are just showing you how to do renaming. Okay, so that is how we have done, and same for meta data. So if we should run this is just spelling out what we've just done. Okay, it is going into the two things that we've done and then spelling them out. So you can see country, we have here GDP growth, inflation, and unemployment rate. Okay, we can try it and see whether it works. So I'm going to do another code, and then let me do head again. So let me do macro. You remember the first one where we did it here. If you run it here again, it will change. because what it now recognizes the recent command. Okay, if I should run this command, go back and run this, all of these will change. Okay, it's because the immediate pass command has been done, it has changed the data set. So if you go up and go and run any previous command, it will reflect how the new data set looks like. Okay. So let me just do it at this point. Okay, even this one is giving us another. Let's use this one, the D types. You can check it from here. So you can see the new data set. So I'm using the D types just to have for us to look at the other things. So here, look at all these. What does it mean? What does this imply? So for the macro data, all of them are objects, but it has changed the names. You can see that it is no more country name. It is no more GDP growth underscore percent. It's no more inflation underscore percent or PCT. It is now the rate that's made the changes. But what does this object imply? We looked at that last week. Anybody remembers? Is anyone here? Am I only alone here?
Canada
Yes,
is non-numeric.
Yes, it's not numeric. Okay, so although we can see all these numbers there, but in the software, I mean, it is not a numeric data. They are all objects. Country is an object, and that one is fine because country does not contain figures. But year up to unemployment rate should not be object. Region and then this one are fine. But later on, because they are categories, we don't want them to be in categories. We want them to be in factors or more categorical variables. Okay. So maybe we'll change that one. So I don't know whether you type this command. I was going to type shape. No, I was going to type the other one, head, but it gave me this one and I used it anyway. Still giving me even more information that we can speak on. All right, are we good? So in the data, we saw earlier the same country having different spellings. Some capital, all capital, some initial capital, some initial lower form. Okay. So we'll have to make those changes. And how do we go about them? Okay, how do we go about that? So here, so it looks like, please pardon me, let me clean the data set because I ran it earlier, so they are showing up. So this one is still showing, all the things I ran earlier are showing. Let me clean them. So this is how, so let me show you, if you want to clear the things that you've run, clear the output, and then reset it. You can come here and then clear output. Okay. If I restart session, it will just restart, but it will not clear the output. So it has cleared it, but the outputs of each of them are still there. But what I have to also do is to now clear output so that you see that all the tables and things that were there are have now left. So I'm going to restart so that it doesn't show them already. So I'm going to rerun this. I shouldn't get any error because we've corrected the loading. Go to the second one, run my macro dot head. So it gives me the first 5. The shape gives me the number of rows and columns. Education head gives me the first 5 for education. Then education tail gives me the last 5 rows of education. Then we did the renaming, so let me just do that. The standardization, I think where was it here? Okay, we are now, no. Okay, yeah. So here we are now at stage 4. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. If you want to respond to me, I'll respond to myself. So here, say for frame in macro education metadata. So go into each of them. So this is like looping. So it's going to go through, take macro, apply everything on this, on the commands that we say should do it to go into macro, do it, take education, do the same thing, take metadata, do the same thing. So for frame, country. Okay, so this frame now is taking one of them. So it will first start with macro, apply this. Then when it's done, it will take education. So this frame stands for macro education metadata. Okay, because we are saying that for frame in this, so all of these are now going to go into this, but you're going to iterate. Okay, you're going to loop within them. So take frame, take the country within the frame. So this is referring to one of the columns, which is country. Then again, in terms of this map, standardized country. Okay, standardized country. I'm just checking something we did earlier. So here, so you can see the standardization that we did here. This is a formula that was written. In fact, you would probably have to take some time to learn how to write these ones. But again, given AI, it can just generate them for you easily. Okay, so it is going inside. If it's missing the value, it says that use the NA. Also, in terms of the value, do some stripping, find the lower, make them into lowercase, replace any strange things there. Okay, and then it cleans it. Then for standardized regions, also it has the way it's going to do the cleaning. For income, it has the way it's going to do the cleaning. So what we said it should do here is what is going to happen. So let's take note of, let's see if we found out those errors earlier. So, and let me change this one to macro 10. Sorry, macro head 10, and let's see whether we see some of the errors. Okay, doesn't. Let me make it 20. It's taking a lot of time. Didn't we find issues unless it has cleaned them already? Okay. All right. So we have Botswana here. That's in the education. Okay. So when we apply to the education, I think would come back and run that. Okay. So stage 4. So this is for country, and then we execute, and now this is how the names are going to apply. Okay. Now, before we do anything, let's see if they are duplicates. Okay, so here it counted the number of them. You can see that we have 54 countries, the unique value. So it reported the unique one. That's the last code here, which is unique. Drop any anything which is missing. Find the length of the country. Okay, so again, you can ask it, you click on this explain code, and it will explain them for you. If you're not, if you think it's not enough, okay, because I highlighted this, it's just going to, okay, no, I think it's doing everything. So macro, country, blah, 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 performing a series of operations to extract and format country names from the macro data frame. So first, macro country selects the country column. So that's this part. Okay, it's selecting the country column. And then it's because I highlighted this one. That is why I did only this. If I shouldn't have highlighted, I've explained all the lines, the 3 lines. Okay. So then dot drop NA. So it removes any missing country. So if in this any missing, this will drop it. Then we have the unique. So next unique gets all the distinct country names remaining. Then say finally to list. Convert this set of unique country names into a standard Python list. And that is what we have here. But I think some are missing because we should have 54 countries. So this is not all the countries that have been listed. Okay, we should have, I think earlier I was saying that there are 50, it has counted it. But yes, there are 54 countries. So it would have listed all the 54 countries. So it is not, this is not all the list that has, all the countries that has been listed here. All right, so now let's come in here and then count duplicates. Okay, we're going to count duplicates. So this stage measures how many repeated rows we have before we remove them. So let's execute this line. And because it's also a country year pair, it would have to look inside. So country year pair. Okay, so that is what we are having here. Let me use this one. See if it would. So you can see from here, it checks for and counts duplicate rows in 3 separate data frames. So we have for macro here, we have for education, counting the duplicates in education, and then we have for metadata. So it is going into each of them and then doing the count. So for the macro, it counted 140 duplicates. For education, it counted 8 duplicates. For metadata, it counted 10 duplicates. Is that with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, then. Sorry, one second. Sorry, give me 1 minute. I'm going to make some noise here. Okay. Please, is it working for all of us?
Sir,
Is
please
anybody
go
finding any
over the
challenges?
please sir, go over the duplicate again, the code. Can you please explain the code again?
Okay, so I'm going to use what has generated here just to. Okay, so you saw how I got this. So I clicked on this pen with a star up there. So that's the AI feature. So you click on it and then it generates this for you. So here there are 3 things that I mean, it's doing one thing, but repeating it for 3 different data sets. Okay, so here you see that this state measures how many repeated rows we have before we remove them. Okay, so we are going to count them first. So duplicated, we are looking at the so we subset the country and then it sums it. So let's look at what it says here. So identifies the rows in the macro data frame. The combination of the country and the year is a duplicate. It returns a Boolean series where true indicates a duplicate row. Okay, so the sum then counts the number of the true. So after it has done all of them, it's going to count how many of them have been duplicated. And then so So when it counts it, then it gives us the number. For instance, the first one is macro nation, because remember the macro is the full data set itself. So the country year combination, there are 140 country year repetitions. Please, are you with me? Or you didn't
Yes,
get
sir.
it?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm with you. Yes, sir.
Okay. So within the macro data, yeah, let's take for instance Algeria 1985. It has probably counted Algeria 1985 some number of times. So you look at all these other combinations, all these country year combinations, and then count them, and realize that what it had 140. So if these ones are true, it will. I mean, if they are combined, what it does at the background is that it would, if this thing exists where there are duplicates, it will say true. Okay. And then the sum here will count the number of truths. So when it counts, that is what is spelling here. So it counted 140 truths. That means we have 140 duplication for this data set. If you come to education, it is only year. It is not. It doesn't have year, country. Uh, it's not year, country much. So it's going to count how many countries have been repeated in a data set, and realize that it has 8. Let me see. Did I open the education? This is. Oh, I just opened the same thing twice. Let me see if we can see anything like that. First, education. So let me open education. Let me do the metadata also. So you can see for education, countries are supposed to appear once. Okay. But let me see. Let's see whether we can see any of them appearing more than one. Anybody has a fast eye and I've seen any of them appearing more than one? So you can see there are supposed to be 54 countries, but we are having 62. If you take out the first row, which is the column names. So counting from 2 downwards, there are 62 instead of 54. So has anybody seen any of them repeating? Nope. Yes.
Sudan.
Sudan. Where is Sudan? Down there. We have Sudan. And where is the other Sudan? Do you know the number?
Down.
58.
58. Okay, yes. So Sudan here. Okay, and Sudan here.
Sudan 49.
Yeah. So normally what you have to do is to check, are they the same numbers? So you can see 61.9, 61.9, NA, 63.0, 0.6, 63.6. So you can see they are the same. So one must go. Okay, so there are other ones which are also repeating same. So in terms of that,
Somalia.
come again.
Somalia.
Somalia also is repeating. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So it's going to count. So for this one, it's going to count how many of them, and it counted 8 repetitions. Okay, and then the last one, the metadata also. Did I open? Let me see whether I opened that one. I think I did earlier. So yeah, there's also some number. So this also there's some repetitions. Okay, so it counted 10 of them, and that's what we have here. Are we good? All right. Then let's go to stage 6. We've not deleted it yet. We'll do that one later. Let's go to stage 6. Convert messy text numbers into real numeric variables. Okay, we are going to convert. You remember that earlier when we saw the object, when we saw the D types, where was it? Where was it? We did the D types. We saw that they were all objects. Where did we run that command? Oh, it's missing. I can't find it anymore. But anyway, So we are at number 6. Convert messy text numbers into real numeric variables. Probably let's do this again. Let's
That was at
run this
stage 3.
one for me. Stage 3. Oh, okay. Stage 3, where are you? Oh, data. Oh, I forgot to run it. So here we go. So we can see all objects. Okay. So let me copy this one, take it down there. Okay, so here, if I show, we have the all objects here. So here we have macro, then year. So it's going into the macro data set and then a year, and it says that convert the year to numeric. So PD dot to underscore numeric. So this is what is going to convert it. It's in a data frame. It's in the a pandas data frame, and we are converting it to numeric. And then if there's any error, correct it. Then for column in, so this one, GDP growth, inflation, unemployment, you realize that they are also objects. Okay, so we are going to also convert them to numeric. Okay, converting them to numeric. So, okay, it even have the D types here already. So I'm going to execute this and then the D type. Okay, now if I should run this again, you look at this, because it's on only macro. Let me run this one again and look at the first, this one, and see what happens to this. Country will not change because country is already, it must be an object. So if I should execute this line again, you can see that it has changed. So we now have integer, float, float, float. So these are now numeric. Okay. And last time we look at the difference between an integer and a float. For integer, they are whole numbers. For float, they are what? Decimals. Okay, so you know that GDP, inflation, unemployment all have that the decimal points. All right. Okay.
Hello, Doc.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm muted. Sorry, I mean I'm at home, so there's some distractions here and there. So when it's coming out to mute. Apologies for that. All right, so where are we? So please, do you see the difference? Have you seen the change? Just because of this command. Okay. You'll be doing similar thing in the guideline, in the guide, and then also in your homework. So let's take note of all of these. In fact, I probably have to see if I can change the data set because it's going to be the same data set. I've already shared. So maybe next time I'll change the data set. You won't be using the same data set. But anyway, let's go ahead. Okay, so we now have our macro D type here. So you can see it written. Now, okay, I can delete this. So counting missing macro variables. So within the macro, there are some missing data sets. So we want to count. Go into each of them. Take each variable at a time. So GDP, how many missingness do we have there? Inflation, unemployment. So is NA. If there is, give me the total. Okay, so is NA, then give me the total. So let's execute and see. So we now have this. So for GDP, we have 82 missing observations. For inflation, 93, and then for unemployment rate, 92. Did we get the same thing? So this
Yes,
should
Doc.
this will give you okay. So this will give you an idea of the missingness within the data set. Okay, how many missing observations are for each of your variables. All right. Then earlier we counted duplicates. Okay, we counted duplicates. So we can now, we want to drop those duplicates here. So drop duplicates after the keys are clean. So macro equals, so we are referring to this. You say when you finish, you should save it into this. So macro, so when you save it into this, it means that whatever you're going to do is going to replace the original data set. Okay, so the original data set has all of, sorry for macro, these observations, I mean, this messiness, and then what did we see earlier? The duplicates that we saw. If we give it another name, it means that the macro will be there, and this one will represent the new data set that we are cleaning. Okay. But since we are using this one, it's going to do it and then replace it. It means that we've lost the previous one. If I now refer to macro, it will now reflect the new cleaned data set. So with this, macro drop underscore duplicate. So this is what we are using. So drop underscore duplicates, and then subset equals country year. So this is what is going to use to do the dropping. Okay, so it will check between country year and see whether there are those repetitions, and then to drop it. So you copy this one into that. So same way for all the others, and then now give me the shape for each of the variables. Okay, the shape for each, not the variable, each of the data sets. The earlier one, when we did macro, let's even do the shape first before we execute. So I'm going to copy this line, the last line. We want to see the difference. We want to copy the last line and then execute. So for macro, 23 rows, 5 columns. For education, 62 rows, 41 columns. For metadata, 64 rows, 3 columns. So let's see what happens after we drop and then run the shape command again. So now, instead of 2300, we now have 2160. But still 5 columns. 54, we now have, sorry, 62, we now have 54. 64, we now have also 54 countries. Okay, so our new data set is now having this number of rows for each of the data sets. Are we good?
Yeah. So please, the copy over there, is it trying to do that it will after the cleaning, it will create another file for you as a copy so that the raw will be there and this one will also be there?
No, so it is going to replace this. So it's going to put it into this. Okay, let's use this one to get the explanation for each of the items there. If you have a fast internet, it should have opened by now. So this code performs crucial data cleaning step by removing duplicate rows from your macro education and data frame. So you can see macro education and then data frame. So for macro, so this line removes rows from the macro data frame where the combination of country year, so this is the combination of country year, is identical to a previously encountered row. It keeps the first occurrence of each unique country year pair. The copy method ensures that you are working with what a new independent data frame after the duplicates are dropped. Okay, so that is what it's doing. So it is copying it and then make sure that you are now going to be using the new data frame. So this again, if I should run this, it will now be 2160, no more 2300. So let me run that and then see. So you can see it has now come to what 2160. It is now reflecting the new data set. So the copy is important to make sure that you are now using a new data set. Are you okay? Are we good? So what was the question?
Yes, sir, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's go to stage 9. For stage 9, it's a fill missing macro values within country. So we are going to fill in GDP, inflation, employment with the mean for that country. Okay, so in terms of, so let's see whether there are, I think, let me, where are we? Nine. Okay. So let's execute. Sorry, I didn't explain what we're doing here. Or did I explain? So say for this, we are filling in I think I should have. Okay. If you have not run this one, hold on yet. Hold on, don't run it yet. Have you run it? Have you run stage
Yes.
9? Is there anybody who hasn't run stage 9?
Yes,
You have not run it yet.
I have.
Is there anybody who hasn't done that? Otherwise, we'll have to go back or we'll just leave it as it is. Hello?
Hello, sir. We are here.
Oh, I was asking a question. I know you are dead, so I want you to answer my question that I know how to do. But anyway, okay. So I just wanted us to have counted the number of missingness and then see the changes that has occurred. Okay, so here, say for each of these variables, okay, for each of these variables, go into macro, okay, go into the macro data sets, then say group by country, so each of this country, do the transformation and then fill up all the missing, any data that is missing, okay, so it takes GDP for instance. So let me just go back here and see something. So we saw that there were some places that were NA, some were unavailable. It has removed all of that. So those ones are missing. But to fill these places up, it says that find the mean. Okay, find the mean of, you take GDP for a particular country. So that is why it is grouping for a particular country. So if you take Algeria, it takes Algeria, find a group by each of them. So Algeria together, Liberia together, Ghana together, Nigeria together, and so on. Find the mean of it, locate the missing, locate the missing values, and then fill it up with the mean of each country data. Okay, and then this is 2. Round 2 means that use 2 at 2 decimal places. Okay, 2 decimal places. So fill it up. That is what it's doing. And then now give us the sum. If there's any error, we could have run this one first just to have done seen. I don't know whether anybody has done that. Let me just, for the sake of understanding, let's just be sure of what we are doing. So this one we would count. I'm going to go up. I'm going to restart the whole. So this at stage 9. So I'm going to reset and then go back. If you reset, you have to go back and start everything all over. So because I want to show something, I'm going to do everything all over. Execute this. Let me just change this one back to head to 5. Where are you? Execute this. I don't even need to run all of these. But where there are changes. So this one is important. Stage 3 is important. This one not too important, but let me run it anyway. Stage 4 important. Stage 5 in counting for us to see the duplicate. Convert messy data into text into numeric. You have this. So you go to 7, go to 8. We come here, so you can see the difference, 2300 now. After dropping the duplicates, we have 2160. Then here, so before we do this, let's execute this, and then this is what I wanted us to see. So this line is telling us the missing values for each of them. So for GDP, we have 75. For inflation, we have 90. For unemployment, we have 85. But this line of command is now doing that replacing. So let's just, I explained earlier, but let me use the AI to explain for us again. So this one, what I did was, if you missed it, I copied this last line and then pasted it here. So that one is counting the number of missingness in each of these variables. Okay, so for that, so here is so the code in the selected cell addresses missing values in your macro. So data frame for GDP, inflation, and unemployment rate columns. So is iterating over the columns. Okay, that's for column. It loops through each of the specified columns. So that's what it's doing here. So this time it uses, because of this for call in this, now it's going to refer to column and say that now in column, there's GDP, there's inflation, there's unemployment. So take each of them one at a time. Then grouped imputation. So for each column, it performs a group by country operation. This means it treats each country's data separately. Okay, so it's grouping them and going to treat them separately. Within each country, calculate what the mean, as I was saying earlier, it calculates the mean of the current columns. So what is ever is available. So out of the total number of, so for each of the country, the total number that you have there, if they are, let's say, okay, each of them appears 54, not 54 times, they appear 40 times. So maybe out of the 40, it has data for, say, 30. So it will create the mean for the 30. And then it would apply the value, the mean of the value it had there for the 10 that is missing. Please, did you get me?
Yes, Doc.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So it calculates on the mean of the current column. It then uses the transform lambda. So that's what you are seeing here. The transform lambda s dot fill NA to fill any NA or missing values in that column for that specific country. So it is not going to use any different countries' data and replace it. So that is why it is first grouping it by country, find the average for that country, and then do the replacement. So do the replacement. Okay. So to fill, yeah, where is it? So this ensures that missing data is imputed using country-specific averages rather than what a global average. Then we are going to use the last one to verify. Okay, so as you can see here, this one gave us 75 missingness, 90 missingness, 85 missingness. But after executing this, I should get 000 because it has done the filling. Okay, the fill up. So 75 missingness have been filled up, 90, 85, all of them have been filled up. So that is one way. That is that is it. Are we good?
Yes, Doc.
Okay.
Yes, Doc.
All right. Then we move to the last one. Sorry, not the last one. Stage 10, which is the reshape education data from wide to long. So the education file stores years as columns. We melt it into the long format so it can be merged to a country year canon. So you can see for education. Let's go to the education file. Is this the education? No. Where's our education? No, this is not education. Is this education? Nope. Where's my education? Has anyone seen my education file? Okay, yeah. So here's our education file. Now you can look at it. You see that it is in a wide format. Why am I saying wide? Can somebody recognize what? I'll see whether you can recognize what is happening here. Look at the column names. What can you notice for education? The column names for education.
Hello, sir. Can I give it a
Yes.
try?
Yes, please do.
And you will see the secondary enrollment and then the year.
Mm,
So it
yeah,
comes as enrollment for each and every year. That's
excellent.
it.
Yeah. So you can see secondary enrollment 1985. You see secondary enrollment. This should be if I should I think 1986 or does it jump? Let me use enroll. Enroll 1998. Or is there enroll 1990? Enroll 1994. So it has repeated the rows, I mean the column names, but added the years. But we don't want it this way. Now, what we want it to do is to rather repeat, let's say Algeria, the number of times row appears. So in our data set, we know each of the countries appear 40 times. Yeah, is it 40? Yeah, 40, yeah, 40 times. So there's going to be, let me see. Okay, so this one goes and goes and goes because of how the data has been done. Okay, so we are now going to do it in such a way that we'll now have just one column that is secondary enrollment. And then for Algeria, we'll repeat the number of times of the year. So Algeria 1985, another column year. So Algeria, then the year 1985, then that number will be repeated or will be stated. Then Algeria 1986, then that number will be stated. Algeria 1987, the number will be written. Okay, so this secondary enrollment will just appear once. It won't appear with the years attached to it. So that is what we are going to be, sorry, doing here. So we are now changing into the long form. Okay, changing it into the long form for each of the indicators. So it takes each of them. So let me just use our helper. It takes a lot of time because probably my machine and my internet is slow. All right. So the code in the selected cell transforms the education data frame, which is currently in a wide format. So the way we saw it in the Excel form is a wide format. But if it is in this form like this, so this is how we want it to now appear like this, where you have the number of the countries repeated as the number of years. So this is in a long format. This is why we call it long. But if it's in the years, the columns appear per year, then that is a wide format. So into a long format, this is a common step when preparing data for time series analysis or merging other data sets. So time series or panel, our data is a panel data because we have several years for the different countries. So here's a breakdown of each line. So we have education log. So all of this line uses the melt function to reshape the education. So you can see the melt here. Okay, so it reshapes the education data frame. Then it keeps country as an identifier. So this country here as the main identifier variable, which is going to repeat. Then, where was I? So it keeps country as an identifiable variable, that's the ID variables. All other columns which represent different years and enrollment indicators are unpivoted. Okay, so we unpivot it. Then their names are moved into a column name. Okay, a column name. Can I even write here? So I can write. So here, for instance, I was saying if we'll have country. So it doesn't look pretty, but we have country and we have let's say enroll underscore, let's say 96. Then enroll underscore 97. So you can see that it's going to go enroll till the number of years are done. Then we have the countries here. So we have, let's say we have Benin, would have Burundi, and so on. They are repeating once. Okay, I know you understand, but and they'll have their values. Okay, but if they are unpivoted, what you're going to do is that you're going to have this time. So I'm going to write inside here the country. Let me use C to represent country. Then enroll will appear once here, but it also creates another variable called year. So country will have, say, Benin. So somebody's microphone is on. So Benin, then Benin. Okay, so the year 96 and then 97. So here, if this one was, let's say 5 and this one was 7, oops, 7, we are going to have the 5 here for Benin 96, 5, Benin 97, 7. So this is how our data is going to be to look like from the wide format. So this is in a wide format. Okay, this is wide. And this one here is the long format. Okay, this is the long format. Okay, so if it's unpivoted, this is how it's going to look like. Okay, that's what I'm pivoting this one into this. This shape into this shape here. All right, let's do that quickly. So the second line, education year, probably. So this line extracts the 4-decade year from the newly created indicator year. Okay, I've just cleaned it, but that's what it will do. So the one which will help repeat the years. Then, but it will change the format. Okay, so it's the type. It will make it integer. So as type, it will make it an integer. Then it goes to the next one, education long, the secondary enrollment. Okay, so the number of the variables that are in the data set, that's what it's going to do for each of them. So the enrollment, and then I think there was another variable there we saw. No, not this one. Okay, yeah. Secondary enrollment and we had enrollment. So I think these are the two variables that are in the data set. Okay, so that is what it does. And then the last one is this what it drops the indicator year variable, okay, that it generated earlier. So now let's execute. Okay, before that, let's look at the shape of education first. Then we can now see the difference. So the shape is just education head. Sorry, not the shape. I mean okay, we can even do the shape also. So I have this, so you can see that this is how it looks like. And then let's even do, let me see whether this one looks. Education dot shape, sorry, dot shape. Hopefully it should give us, okay, but let me repeat it. Let me do it on a different line. It has done it, but I don't like the way it has appeared. So let's get it format this way, and then also get the shape also. So currently it's 5441. Okay, 54 rows, 41 columns. So let's see. And the shape, you can see what is happening here. So we are going to repeat the same thing after we've done this. So we execute, and then we can see now, instead of this format, now you can see that it is now in this new format. So it is using the secondary enrollment. It did not use the other one, the enroll. Okay, it did not use all the two columns. No, not this one. Did I close it? It looks like I closed it. Yeah, it looks like I've closed it. No, there's it. I think closed it. So there was enroll and there was second enrollment. It only used this. It didn't include this. So it has dropped that one from our new data set because that's what the variable that we need. So you can see Algeria, not applicable 90. So this is 85, 85. So it will go through 85 before it repeats again for the next year or for the subsequent years. Now let's look at the shape. Oops, sorry. That should be long, underscore long, not so underscore long, and then execute again. So you can see now it has moved from 5441 to 2163. So from 54 columns, now it has 2,160 columns. And then from 54 rows to 2,160 rows, and then from 41 columns to 3 columns. Please are with me. So these are the columns that we are seeing. So this is what this command has reshaped from the long format to from the wide format to the long format. We can just compare. This is Algeria. So Algeria, the secondary enrollment was missing. So let's check second enrollment missing. So it is used what NA for 95. Okay, for the 1985, it's missing. Let's look at Angola. Angola enrollment 61.1. Let's come here. Angola 61.1 for 1985, also for 1985. Okay, so that's what it has done here. Okay. Now we move to any question on this one? Sorry, it looks like probably these parts are the boring part. You want to do analysis and the rest, but you can't jump this part. Most data you collect, whether you go to the field to collect your own data or wherever, these are some of the things you'd have to do before you can start doing any analysis. So this session is still very important. Okay, this session is very important. Sorry, I know we're supposed to go on break, but what I'm going to do is just complete this one and then you have the rest of the time to do the other work on your own. Okay, so when we finish this one, we just close. So please pardon me for now. All right, so we now count and fill missing values. So you can see that we saw some missing values here. Okay, we saw some missing values. So let's count in the education long variable. So again, now we're not going to use education anymore. We are going to use education long. This is a new variable that you're going to be using. Sorry, not variable, data set or data frame that you're going to be using. So no more education, now education underscore long, because we've now moved it into the shape that we want it. All right. So let's count the number of missingness. So in secondary enrollment variable, there are as much as 160 missing observations. Okay, 160 missing observations. So how do we do? Do we delete the countries that don't have data, or how do we do? So here, what it's doing is to also fill it up with what the mean. But this is where you also want to be careful. Here it is using a global mean. What do I mean by, okay, no, not global. Okay, still going to use, okay, this is still grouping, so it's not global. I take that back. So it is grouping here by country, and then find based on the secondary data. Then it fills up all the ones which are missing with the mean. But let's see whether this works. So we execute this, and now we have 0. So yes, okay. Yeah, I think I nearly misled you guys. So this 2160, our data is now in a long format. So it means that we have data, I mean the years that are repeating. I mean country year match, which are repeating. So every country is repeating 40 times. So based on that, it is grouping each of those countries, find the mean of the secondary enrollment value, and then replace all the missing with the mean. And that is what it has done. So we had 160, now we have 0 missingness. We now have 0. Usually, what normally we'll do in normal econometrics is that instead of replacing, we normally drop the values, or sometimes we do interpolation, especially for time series. Okay, you do interpolation, time series or panel. Okay, so this is one way of doing the interpolation, that is using the mean or imputation. I won't say interpolation, I would rather say imputation. So we are imputing using the mean of the values to replace the average, the average or the mean of the values as the data to replace the rest. Okay, so that's what we have done currently. So now there's no missingness in the education long. So you can see the 0 here. All right. Now we are going to the third data set, the metadata. So any question so far, or we are good? I hope you are following. Is anybody lost? Or you have given up on me, so you are just
No,
watching?
we are following.
We haven't
If
given up.
anything, we'll call you.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so we are cleaning the metadata labels. Okay, so we look at the region. So it's taking the region in the metadata and then map the standardized. So the standardized, we created a standardized much earlier in the first line of command. So this is, so standardized, here we go. So also stripping any other thing that is not good, and then that we don't want, and then also giving the lowercase. Let me take this thing and then let's explain just this, only that command. So I've highlighted it, so it is just going to explain only the one I've highlighted. Okay. So, all right, I want this. Yeah. So it tells pandas to initially load all columns in the CSV file as string. Okay, so as string here. Then this is often done when data is expected to be messy or contain mixed types. ensuring that no data is misinterpreted or lost during the initial load before explicit cleaning and type conversion. Okay. Then the loaded data is assigned to the macro data. Have I jumped? It is rather doing all of them. Have I? I think I've missed. Okay, I think that is it. Okay, that's it. It hasn't done any jump. Okay. All right. Yeah, so we are here, and then education. So it takes each of them. I think it's applying. So it has to, because it knows everything there. So these lines do the same thing. This also, where's my, right, did I highlight any other command somewhere? 'Cause it looks like it is, I'm just confusing myself here. Okay, but anyway, the standardization definition we did here, all of these are things that it has to apply to it. Convert to string, do the stripping, and then find the low. I was expecting it in a command in here, but I'm not seeing it. Has anybody seen this? Okay. All right. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of what is happening. All right. Let's go to, where were we? When cleaning metadata. Okay. All right. So let's even look at the metadata, and then we can at least realize what will be happening. First,
Hello, Doc.
yes.
Please, a quick one before we move on. So do you have
Okay.
to know all about this code, or it will be provided when we load the data?
Okay. So when you are doing your own work, okay, when you are doing your own work, you've gotten your data from somewhere, and you want to do these things. The codes will not be provided. You are the one who's supposed to write all of these things that you are seeing.
Wow.
Okay. Yes. Wow. But these ones can be, so what you are doing is that is like saying that which one? How do I go about it? Mm, how do I say? How do I say this? Okay, so I'm still, I'm not getting what I should actually, I want to say it in a different way. But you are learning this so that any data you get, you know how to go about it. Okay. Again, it will be overwhelming because this is the first time you are doing this, you are seeing this. I think somebody said he already knows how to do to code in Python, so this may not be new, and he may not be as scared as you are. It is about practice, okay? But again, given that we can now speak with AI, you can always tell it what to do. So maybe when we finish this one, I'll just show you something, okay? So you can write what it should do for you as word, and then it should give you the command for that. Okay,
Oh,
we've
okay.
not gone through the basis to start learn how to code. Okay, so yes, I
Yeah,
understand that. If we want to do that, it will waste. We won't finish.
of course.
We won't even touch anything on the course itself. Okay, so you can just write the command. Okay, yeah, say let's say, so here is more of cleaning meta data, or let's see which wants to reshape long. All right. So you can see this. So meta region. So that is if the region is there. Then let's compare to the other command we saw earlier. Where was the where did we do the reshaping? Which stage? Yeah, reshape. Where are you? Here we go. So you can see here, there may be some, where are you? Where are you? Okay. So this is actually another, maybe because it knows, why is it writing so many things when I've not asked it? So there's a command to reshape and it has given me a lot of things. Okay, this code is designed to clean and standardize the region and income group columns within the metadata. So it is actually referring to the metadata. Okay, so in terms of metadata, although we don't have to, where is that one? So we are cleaning here the metadata, then we're going to merge. So we actually don't have to reshape, but it is referring to that one. So maybe we have to be more specific. Okay, you have to be more specific. So let me just use something simple. Let's say command to find the, let's say command to group country, to group country and find the frequency for each country in the macro. I hope it works in the macro data frame. Okay, so you can see. Have you seen what just happened?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So just this command. First, it used to just be here, and then you'd have to say that, okay, add it. But now it adds it. And then if you want it, you click accept and run, or accept, then cancel. So it has done that. So macro country dot value count. So if I should accept and execute, it will then run it and then give me it. So you can see, as I said, each country appears 40 times, and you can see that one here. Okay. So if you know what you want it to do, then you can write it there and then it will generate the command for you. Okay, so play around it and see what else you can do with it. I hope I've convinced you on that. Or I'm just, you're not convinced.
It's not bad.
You
It's not bad.
understand?
Okay,
Understand?
I'll take it like that. Okay, so I'm just deleting. Okay, okay. Let me delete and then let's go back to. It doesn't want to delete. Let's go to where we were. Okay, I think I still have to delete because of this. Okay, so we are here. So we are cleaning the metadata labels. Okay, the metadata labels. So first, I want us to first see how it looks like. If it wants to do it, you at least want to appreciate what's there first. Okay, so this is how it looks like in terms of the labels. Now let's see whether we see any change. Okay, so now do you see any change between the two? Any difference between the two?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this command, based on the standardization that we did earlier. Okay, so the standard region and then the standard income group. It has changed everything to initial capital, initial caps. So this one was all capital. It has not made it now initial caps, so North Africa, only N and the A are capital. Then what else did he do?
The Botswana upper middle.
Okay.
So it changed from UMIC to upper middle.
Yes. Yes, to upper middle. Okay, so that's what it has done. Okay. And Benin, Benin, instead of Western Africa, it has made it what West Africa.
Yeah.
All right. So all of these are the standardization that we did. It did earlier. Okay, it did earlier, and it's being applied here. Okay. So these are the mappings that was done, North Africa, West Africa, and so on. So just use the right one. Okay. So that done, let's go to the next one. That's which stage is that? Stage what?
13.
13. Okay. So stage 13, we are going to merge the clean data sets. So we have now worked on 3 data sets: macro, education long, and then the metadata. So the first one, merge, macro. So merge, so that's a new name we are giving. So everything we're going to do is now going to give it a new data name when we are bringing all of them together. The first line is merging the first two, macro with education long, and then to save it as merge. So macro.merge, then the data frame it should merge with, so data education, and what should it look for? So it is country, year, and then enrollment. So all of these are what is inside that. So what you should merge it on? You should merge it on country, year. And how should you do it? It should be on the left. So when we finish, we'll see where it does it. So it should be on the left. Okay. Then when it's done, go to the next one. So let's do this. Let me highlight. In fact, I can't just run the first one. So I'm going to copy this one. I want us to see it one by one because this one, everything is together. So I'm going to copy the first line. And what I'll do is to say it should give me, sorry, what am I doing? Merged dot head. Okay, you give merge dot head for the first one. So we execute and then you can see now country, year, GDP growth, unemployment. We have then the secondary. So this is what is coming on. So on the left here is showing where country year is. So find country year on the left, then do that merging, and then you continue. Or let's get maybe hopefully a much better explanation if what I've just said doesn't sound nice in your ears. Whilst it's doing that, let me copy this second line and then paste it here because we've already run the first one. We can't run everything again. We can even do it again to just replace it. We can do it again to replace it. So here, the code in the selected cell is performing a merge operation to combine data from 2 data frames, macro and education. So as I said earlier, so macro and education long into a new data frame called what merged. So that's what we have here. So that's why when I said merge dot head, we are getting a result because we now have a new data frame called merge. So here's the breakdown. So we have, I think the one we want the on. This specifies that the merge should be performed based on matching values in both country and year columns in both data frames. Rows will be combined only if their country and year values are what? Identical. That is why it is very important that how it is spelled in one data set must be the same way spelled in the second data set. So they must all be standardized in the same way. Then how? Left. This indicates a left merge. It means that all rows from the left data frame macro will be kept in the merge data frame. Okay, so in a country year combination from macro doesn't have a corresponding match in the selected, no, sorry, if a country year combination from macro doesn't have a corresponding match in the selected education columns, the secondary enrollment column for that row in merge will have non-missing, sorry, non-applicable or not a number. Okay, not a number. Then we already do the merge head. Okay. So now let's do the next one, which is this. So if I should execute this now, okay, I should have added the merge head. Come again?
No, that's fine.
No, doing the merge head. First, let me do it on a different, in a different cell. Otherwise, it may repeat. So we can now see. So let's go to the right now. It has added what? The region and then the income. Here, there was no, it ended at what? Secondary enrollment. If you come down here, oops, you come down here, we now have what? The region data coming from what? The metadata being merged to the merged data set. Okay, so now this is our new data set that we are going to be working on. All right. So if you didn't separate it like I did, you can just execute this one all together and then you get the same thing. Okay, but this was just to explain each step in terms of what the output would look like. All right. So you say we can validate the merge. So this state checks whether key variables are still missing after merging. If many values were missing here, that would suggest a merge problem. Okay, so let's do the execution and then we see. So since you are having 0, 0, 0, it means that nothing is missing. It means we are fine. Okay, there's nothing missing. So on enrollment, nothing missing. Region, nothing missing. Income, nothing missing. So we are good. Then the last is not the last. We have a number of ones to go. 3 things I think to go. 15, create analysis variables. So once the panel is clean, we can create simple indicators for later economic interpretation. So let's look at what is happening here. So we are still using our new data set, which are the merged. So that's our new data frame. So in the macro pressure, which is a new variable that we are creating in the merged data set. So merged inflation greater than 10, and then merged GDP, which is less than 4. So it's creating an indicator variable. So currently, there are no variables as we saw earlier here. There are no variable called macro pressure and growth above 5 and the rest. So we are creating these variables here, and then we are going to we'll add them to, no, we are not even adding, sorry, we are listing them because here it is already being added because of this. This one is saying that add it to the data itself, okay? Or let's take it one at a time. So let me copy this line. Let me create a new cell for it. So I execute. I should have added so even let me just add it at the end instead of creating so many. No, not at the end, so I'm going to do merge. So it's giving me suggestions, but I'm not going to use that one. Merge dot head, and then I'll execute again. So I'm going to scroll to, so you can see macro pressure. It has added a new variable. So false means that it doesn't meet this criteria. Okay, so here he's saying that where inflation is greater than 10. So here inflation inflation here is 7.9. It is less than 10. And then GDP growth should be less than 4. They don't match. This is the Boolean end. So both of them should match. If they match, then it's going to be end. It's going to be positive. Sorry, true. Because it doesn't match this criteria, it has given us what? False. Let's look at the next one also. And then let me add merge head to it and then execute. So it's going to create a new variable called growth above 5. So let's see whether that is true. So growth above 5. This one also say false, false. So it should be what? Is it greater than 5? Where GDP is greater than 5. Now, when we
Yeah.
come here, all these GDP are less than 5. So that's why they are all false. Okay, let me see. Let me increase it to 10 and see whether we can see some true anywhere. So these ones are above 5. So we should see true. So you can see true, true.
Yeah.
Okay, because they are above 5. Okay. All right. Let me see for so even for at least now we can see a true for the other one, the macro pressure. This
Yeah.
one you can see it because it's greater than 10, and this is also what was the command? The earlier one we did inflation greater than 10, and then GDP must be less than 4. So inflation greater than 10 and GDP is less than 4. So it meets that criteria. Therefore, it gives
It's
it what?
true.
True. Okay. All right. So that is what this one does. And this one would just have given us the first 5. So the first 5 of these particular variables. So here, if you don't indicate, it gives you all the variables. But with this one, you are being choosy. Okay, you are choosing or being selective. I think that's the right word. You are being selective on which variables it will show. So image, display, country, year, macro pressure, growth, above 5, the first and what are the first 5 rows. So you can see that what it gives us the first 5 rows of those particular variables that you have listed. Okay, so that's what this does. So that's what all of these are done. Then stage 16, the last but one, how we calculate regional averages for 2024. So this is the kind of descriptive result we would count, we would not trust before cleaning. So how would we calculate regional averages for 2024? So region summary 2024, it means we are giving this as a descriptive name. We are going to calculate a summary for only 2024. So here, the merge data taken, it says go and select the year. And within that year, look for 2024. Okay, so look for this variable year. Look for the data point 2024. Group it by the year. And for the year, calculate the inflation, or look for the inflation, GDP, growth rate, and so on. So the mean for each of these variables and round them up to 2 decimal places. So that done, then you display it. So let's see what it does. So you can see for Central Africa, inflation 9.79, GDP is 3.92, and so on and so forth. For each of what remember is what for the region is grouping by region. And these are the regions we have for each of the variables that were listed in here. Okay. All right. Then the last one, reshape long back to wide for reporting. So this example shows how to pivot a long table back to wide for a compact report table. Okay. But in our analysis, we are going to be using the long format. Okay. But if you're going to do the wide, this is what you're going to do. So Ghana underscore inflation wide we are using the merge data set. And say for the merge data set, logo for country, which is the more of the identifier, the unique identifier. Then take Ghana. So this is just doing it for Ghana. So you can see here Ghana only for Ghana. Then and the year greater or equal to 2020. So everything 2020 and above. So anything below it, we are not interested in it. So that is what is happening here. And then pivot it, the country being indexed, the year, and then the values for the year. So you are going to see inflation rate underscore 2020, inflation underscore 2021, inflation underscore 2023, and so on. So let's see whether that is true. Don't take my word for it. So I execute, and then you can see, oh, okay, it didn't add. So, okay, so it didn't bring in the inflation. So it's using the inflation values. Okay, it didn't add the inflation. Otherwise, it would have added that other command. So it has done it wide. And we know that everything here is for what? Just inflation. So inflation for 2022, for 2020, inflation rate for Ghana for in 2021, for 2022, 2023, and then 2024. Okay, so this is just even a subset because it's just looking at the Ghana alone just for inflation wide. So just for inflation data and the wide format of it. Okay. Are we good? Any question on what we've done so far? Hopefully, this is not too overwhelming. If anything, it's just about practicing. And as I said, these are just some of the issues you may find. Maybe all, but at least introducing you to how to clean data before you do anything around it. Any question?
Sir,
Yes.
I only have a suggestion. The videos, if we can get them earlier enough.
Yeah,
And
so as I'm saying, I don't have access to it. It is
oh, okay.
from your the center.
Oh,
Okay, so they can I see is he still here or is the person still here? I can see the host ICDE GCTU. If you can hear me, if you can unmute and speak to us. The host. Because although I can see a cloud here showing that it's recording, it's not recording on my local drive. It's recording in the cloud. Okay, and I don't have access to that. Maybe I have to check whether I also have access. But otherwise, it is there is a center that does the upload. I learned it is uploaded in the YouTube private YouTube link. Is that it? Is that the case?
yeah, that is the case, but it comes very late. The
It
last
comes
one,
very low.
the last one like this came yesterday. So when it's like that, it's difficult to practice to go through it.
Mhm. Okay.
The last
All right.
recording
So
came Thursday, not yesterday.
okay, it came on Thursday. All right. So maybe somebody checked on Wednesday. So I don't know. I'll speak to. Hopefully, if I'm able to speak to them. Maybe the host here has taken a break, so he's not here. So he can't hear what we are saying. The question I want him to answer for us. So I'll see what I can do if it's possible to get the access to it earlier. But since they are also uploading it in the YouTube page, it means I don't know whether they do some cleaning first before they upload it. I don't know
Yes,
why it
they
delays, but
do cleaning.
come again.
They do cleaning before they are.
Okay, so I don't know why it
Okay,
delayed.
thank you
So
very much.
maybe because there are several classes, it takes some time to work on everybody's own. Okay, so I don't know whether there's any question. So as you
Sure.
can see, yes,
Mm.
who has a question?
But I was thinking the cleaning is for the YouTube, but for the students within, at least they can just give us the recording by Monday. Then we will start to practice so that by the time we come to class, we are on the same page as you.
Okay. So again, as I said, I don't have control over it. So I'll just check from them. how that is done. So if there's no question, I want to stop the recording so that it doesn't record unnecessary stuff. So can I stop the recording?
Doctor, please, I have a suggestion, please.
Yeah, I'm
Please,
listening.
yes, please. Please, are there any websites or